Very good afternoon, everyone. Welcome you to this panel discussion, resolution, professional, bridging expectations and delivery. So, may I request the Chairman EIRC CA Vishnu Tulsayan to kindly join us on the dais. Request everyone put your hands together for the Chairman. Request Subodhji, our past President, please join us, sir, on the dais. Request Jay Rajka ji to kindly grace on the dais. Sanjeev Patwari ji, please, sir. Brajesh ji, request everybody kindly, please carry on. D. Arvind ji. Friends, time is very short. I won't take much of the time. Full profile will be there. I would just introduce everybody and request the Chairman kindly felicitate all the panelists so that we can cut short the time. Request Chairman to kindly felicitate Jay Sangrajka ji, who is the co-founder of Incorp Advisory Services Private Limited. Please. Request everybody kindly put your hands together for the learned panelist who is co-founder of Incorp Advisory Services. His full profile is there on the screen, friends. Request Chairman to kindly felicitate Sanjeev Patwari ji, who is the promoter of Rasmi Group. Friends, his full profile is there on the screen. Over 26 crores of net worth in the year 24-25, friends. Request everybody kindly continue, motivate our panelists with your blessings. Request Chairman to kindly felicitate the ED Indian Bank, Brajesh sir. Request everybody kindly round of applause for sir. Request Chairman to kindly felicitate D. Arvind sir, who is the past member NCLT Kolkata bench. We all miss him. So kindly show the grace with a louder applause so that he can feel the heat that how much we are missing. Thank you. Request the Chairman to kindly felicitate our past President sir, Subodhji. Requested louder applause who had been the past chairman from past president from our region. It's over to the moderator, please.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everybody. This kind of response I expected, being the last session, and this is the fourth version, and Vishnu has been that kind to me. Always the last session. Always the last session. But with our list of panelists, illustrious list of panelists, we had been able to at least retain those who had been sitting here at 4:30. And I can assure you, the kind of material you will be getting, and if you look at the panelist profile that has been just put on the screen, fantastic. You won't get anywhere in any other program better than this. You may be getting better than this, not better than this. But before, since I am the moderator, the time is in my hand. I can take 10 minutes, I can take 5 minutes, but other panelists have requested to wrap up as fast as possible because we have Robin round also. So there are 5 rounds, there are individual round, and we have got a set of questions, and I'm going to fire them in the initial round also without any fire round. And in the fire round, each question will be passed on to the other panelists, and I'm sure you will enjoy it. So friends, the topic today is, the theme is resolution professional bridging expectation and delivery. I was wondering why such micro theme. It should be a macro one. I mean, if I look at the panelist judge, the panelist ED, the panelist industrialist, the panelist only one RP, only one IP. But the theme is RP bridging the expectation gap. But then it was on my hand to have the question set. And even the chairman cannot dictate me, because once he has given to me, I am the boss. So for this 1.5 hour session, whatever I want, I will ask. But I can assure you, I'll keep in my mind the interest of everybody, whether it is the gentleman from Mumbai, it is from Guwahati or anywhere else. Friend, IP role in the last 9 years, we have understood the kind of realization that has been made through the IP, that 46% recovery in 2023-24 as per RBI data has been through IBC mode only. In the overall, which used to be 24 and we used to take 4.5 years, today we talk that it is taking longer time. AD Brajesh is not very happy because they sometimes think OTS would have been better or other mode of recovery would have been better. But then the data shows the recovery has been made from critically ill stress asset, where probably it was only going down. There was no scope for coming up. And the IBBI, the government has been so proactive. If we talk about regulation, probably every year 3-4 changes has been there. If you look at Act, before 2021 or 2021, many changes. But in between 4 years, we find only a few changes were there. But then suddenly we find in 2025, plethora of changes. 85 pages document which talks about the changes, the bill that is there. Now if I look at the changes made, this is not the topic today, maybe in some of the questions I have inserted some of the questions or changes made therein. I mean, frivolous application or group insolvency or cross-border insolvency, it has been fantastic. So if I look at the economic legislation, that did changes with the change of the time. Government has been on that direction, and I compliment judiciary, I compliment IPA, I compliment IBBI. I mean, keeping track on moment to moment what is happening around. If I look at rainbow judgment, if I look at the other judgments where it had an impact on the IBC process, government has probably or proactively in the regulations they made changes. But wherever they found that changes by way of the regulation is not possible, now daringly they have brought in the act. Now again, in those places also probably the role of the judiciary will be very much needed. Who will bail the cat? One of my question will be there. Who will bail the cat? Ultimately, when there is some changes in the act, to get it implemented, because the Supreme Court says you can't direct the judiciary. Judiciary, in the name of the justice and equity, has to do something. I mean, that has to be followed. So those challenges will remain there. We need to look at whether we have improvised in last 9 years or not. The recovery, which used to be 24%, whether it has increased to 48%. The recovery, which used to be 4.5 years, has come down to 3 years or 2 years or not. And all the critical cases, or the old cases, has gone. Now, we all talk about haircut. I don't have any hair. Already it is 90% haircut is there in my head. It is 90% haircut. But by cutting the hair, could we get the experience? Could we get? Today my value is more than what used to be 10 years back because of the haircut only. If the full hair would have been there, I would not have commanded that kind of premium that I am commanding today. So by doing the haircut, 90% haircut, now but that company, that corporate debtor, what it is giving back to the economy, GDP, growth of the GDP. Today, if I look at IIM study, which was done in 2023, the manpower has tripled. The valuation of the company has gone twice, thrice, 4 times. The production has gone up. So on all the parameters, there has been growth. So by way of the resolution, we find that the company has done extremely well, and now that is giving back to the exchequer of the country. Today, in the new bill, we find that the government has very amply clarified, even if the charge is created, even it is registered with the registrar of companies, government will remain in 53(1)(e). It will not come in 53(1)(b). So that means government is very clear that the act is doing fantastic without taking much of your time and directly in making the panelists interacting with you. I leave it, I'll put the panelists before you. What I'll do, I'll ask the questions panelists one by one. Once first round is there, I'll see my watch. If time permitting, second round. If time permitting, third round. And if time permitting, Robin Hood round, where the same question will be passed on to everybody. And then I'll definitely give time to all of you. अपनी पेन अपनी छाती से चिपका के रखिए, क्वेश्चन को कागज में डाल के रखिए, छाती में डाल के नहीं रखिए, आपको दोबारा समय मिलेगा. थैंक यू वेरी मच. In the interest of the time, I will not read the questions. It will be in the larger screen, big screen. We want a big map on a big canvas. Question will be there. I will only request the name of the panelist. It is again my choice, whomsoever I want. So every panelist should be keeping their hand on their heart and then look at the question. So it will be random. I mean, random means random. It will be random. And so the first question, whom should I ask? Probably we should start with the judiciary. We always love them. We are offended with them. So in all manner, like a husband-wife, like an employer-employee, our relation with judiciary, those who are practicing NCLT or in a court, that kind of relations are there. Sometimes we are not happy, sometimes we are very happy. If the judgment is in our favor, we are happy. If the judgment is not in our favor, we are not happy. So the first question on the insolvency professional only. Sir, over to you. Arvind ji, over to you.
I don't believe. Can I take this?
Yes, sir. Yeah, it has to be.
I don't believe.
Yes, sir. It is fine.
I don't believe RPs are. I have lack of knowledge in legal matters. Entire CRP proceedings is a fact-based. Nothing big legal involved. So, I don't believe that RPs cannot handle it before NCLT or NCLAT. They can very well handle. In fact, I have been recommending this to all the RPs appeared before me, that you should appear directly. Why engage an advocate? You know the facts better, you know everything better. So only thing which institute will have to focus is to improve their drafting and presentation skills, court skills. Knowledge which they are not at all lacking. They are in fact better than advocates.
Thank you, sir, for very sweet answer. I mean, there cannot be a capsuled answer than this. The other question, you decide whom to ask. Can you ask the bankers, the executive director, Brajesh, the very smart, nice looking, I won't ask what is his age. Maybe you will answer 45 years. I don't want that answer to be there. So the second question to our most charming executive director of Indian Bank, Brajesh.
Okay, thank you for inviting me and having me on this panel. In the essence of time, as I won't have any more round to go, so I will just give bullet answers to it. So the expectations from RP would be on 3 count, I would say. First is on transparency and communication. They should be very transparent, and communication should be very high, made with minutes, this, that, everything they should, that should be very prompt. And second is the active engagement with all the stakeholders, not only with the financial creators. Again, if we are taking care of one set of people and then another they impede, they put stumbling blocks. So they should be very actively engaging with all the stakeholders. And the last but not the least, I mean, adherence to all the regulatory compliances, you see, that is also very important. So 3 aspects I would look, as a banker, we look at RPs. And yes, it is very time bound. So all these 3 points will help in this thing, timeliness also. If you are transparent, if you are very high in communication, you are engaging with all the stakeholders, at the same time you are adhering with all the regulatory compliances, then it's good, I guess. Yeah. Thank you.
So friends, EDSR is very clear. You have to be mastered in your profession. If you are doing as a IP services, you should know what are the legal compliances, formalities, and read your legal judgments on a daily basis. Otherwise, you can't justify. Otherwise, the love letter from triple IP and from the IBBA you can expect any time. The third panelist should be home. The person, the gentleman who has made West Bengal proud by bidding in the maximum number of, probably in the maximum number of the resolution plans. That is none other than Sanjeev Patwari ji. Sanjeev ji, the third question is for you. देखने में छोटा है, लेकिन बहुत मोटा है.
No, thank you for giving opportunity us. That is really, we have done more than 10 acquisitions last 2 years, and that is the CRP process, the IBC process is the really good. It's helping us to give the so good platform that you don't have to carry old liability. The whatever the company is come as a rebirth, new company, and there is no liabilities carry on. That is the only way area where we can get that the existing asset with the ready built up of a land, plant machinery, with the infrastructure. That all infrastructure has to make more than 5 to 10 years if new one has to go and take and start the production. So it is a really good opportunity where you can get the ready-made industry, which old promoter give 10 years time and not surviving so much reason. It can be overloan, it can be other economic factor or whatever the may be. But if we are taking the company and we are paying upfront basis full the payment, and we taking the company and revive the company within 1 year by our existing manpower, existing setup, it is really good thing to give the success story for the any promoter who want to start any new business which is really difficult to start by greenfield.
Friends, the message is very clear. I mean, there cannot be better opportunity. The greenfield project, the brownfield project, I don't understand what is green, brown, etc. I only understand, yes, any project which takes 5 years to 10 years time, and then it may be stuck in many hurdles, that pollution control, blah, blah, blah. He is getting ready and he has got the capacity, resource, manpower resource, he has got the money, he can get it activated in 1 year. Where better thing you can get it, and that also very reasonable price, and all on a clean slate, no hydra head propping up, as Supreme Court has said. Fantastic. Thank you, Sanjeev ji. Now, the last will always be, we as a chartered accountant, because we are the host, and he being a IP, he is also a part of the host being a chartered accountant. So, Jayesh ji, your answer, question 2.
What are the biggest operational challenges? So every day as an RP we face challenges every day. Virtually last 7 years I have resolved 30 cases, and we face challenges every day. Timelines ka issue, compliance issues are there, then meeting stakeholders. I have been doing real estate matters maximum, so all my cases are dealing with home buyers, dealing with slum dwellers. Now their money is stuck, so they are after us. Today also I have received one message that हमारा hard-earned money है, when are we going to get my home? I can show you that message. So that is what happens. And operational challenges are huge. Like today my one G form has been issued where one hotel is there in Bangalore. One employee died around 20 days back when I'm the RP. Now police people are calling all the staff members and lot of time waste is happening. What can be done? It was an accidental death, but what we can do as an RP? We face all this type of challenges. So slum dwellers also, when we deal, they come to your office. Even in implementation, there is a problem. They come to your office. In one of my case, Nirmal case, there were more than 500 workers, and after 20 years, they are getting their wages. And 100 people, more than 100 people have died. How are we going to address their challenges in implementation? So these are the huge challenges we face, and I feel that RP community has done a great job under IBC. With all respect to all other authorities or all other stakeholders, we have done extremely well. Solving so many cases, we have solved 1,200 cases under IBC. And plus, we have resolved 3 lakh crore plus. Maximum credit, according to me, should go to RPs only. And one skill what we should have is patience, perseverance, and naturally this is required in all industry. Plus we require negotiation skills. Negotiation with every COC member, home buyers ho, ya financial creditor ho. Yeah, see, sometimes inter-C financial creditor, there are a lot of issues. I have faced challenge between financial creditors where there is a second charge and first charge. Like in Aristo, my matter, HDFC was there and Piramal was there. So second charge and first charge and all that stuff also, you have to explain to them that, boss, if you don't resolve, this company will go in liquidation. So on 330th day, Aristo we got resolved. So that is the way it happens. So we need this negotiation skill. That is the utmost important thing. And we should understand the business domain knowledge, and then only we can resolve the issues. Any industry, we should have the domain knowledge. Thanks.
तो दोस्तों, डोमेन नॉलेज का मतलब ये नहीं है कि आप अगर ऑटो इंडस्ट्री से आए तो ऑटो इंडस्ट्री का पहले से नॉलेज होना चाहिए. यू आर अ प्रोफेशनल, आइदर कंपनी सेक्रेटरी, चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट, कॉस्ट अकाउंटेंट, और लीगल और मैनेजमेंट बेस. सो यू हैव गॉट अ मैच्योरिटी. ये अच्छा किया उन्होंने कि 15 साल का एक्सपीरियंस रख लिया. जो हमारे जैसे हेयर कट वाले लोग आते हैं तो फास्ट उसको कैप्चर करते हैं, ग्रास्पिंग कैपेसिटी करते हैं. So the moment you give your name, lend your name, it takes 6 months to 1 year time. You deep dive into that, and I'm sure, given a clue in our experience, in one of the seminar I was saying, in the initial days 2017, when Mr. Sahu was there on the platform, I said, ये आपने अच्छा किया 15 साल का किया, क्योंकि मैं एक बार फेल होके दोबारा पास किया था. अगर कोई यंग होता तो एक बार में पास कर जाता फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट में, तो हमारी तो बेइज्जती हो जाती ना. तो ज्यादातर लोगों ने 2 बार में किया. बट वंस वी डीप डाइव, वी आर बेटर. इंटरपर्सनल स्किल, पैसेंस. बहुत गालियां पड़ती है, जवाब मत दो. ईमेल आते हैं, जवाब मत दो. उधर ही जवाब देने का है जिधर लीगल रिपरकशन करने का. इन माय मुंबई केस ऑल्सो इट वाज सो लिटिगेंट, पीपल सेड दैट कैसे करोगे. फॉर्चुनेटली 18 महीने में ऑर्डर आ गया. सो दैट पैसेंस पेड. आई मीन दैट माय एक्सपीरियंस, माय एक्सपोजर एंड माय दैट मैच्योरिटी, इंटरपर्सनल स्किल, not a single case was filed. Though in the NCLT there are more than 10-12 cases and it went up to NCLT, but still because of those attributes. So what Jayesh bhai said, attributes are very important. अब मेरा चॉइस खत्म हो गया. जिस सिरेटम में हमने पूछा था, अब उसी सिरेटम में जाएंगे. पहली बार में हमारा चॉइस हो सकता है, सेकंड टाइम में चॉइस का स्कोप नहीं है. तो ये क्वेश्चन डेफिनेटली हमारे सीए ब्रदर अरविंद जी, जो कि हमारे एक्स NCLT मेंबर है, उनके लिए है.
NCLT already has power under Section 65 of the IBC to pass orders in any matter in connection with CIP proceedings. Apart from that, they have recommended introduction of 64A, which allows levy a penalty of not less than 10 lakhs to 2 crore. All these measures will have to be taken by the government for introducing this in the Act. But ultimately, who will build the cat? It has to be NCLT. He has got the power. NCLT has got as an adjudicating authority. They have got the power to levy penalty, take action against frivolous litigations, frivolous applications, etc. So it has to be NCLT according to me.
Thank you, sir. But my question is, who will bail the cat? And in how many cases, even though you had a power earlier, and it has been specifically brought in as by way of Bill 64A, you had a power under 64 to pass, not power, it was a direction, it was an act to clear in 14 days. But it did not happen because Supreme Court judgment was there in JK Jute Mill, etc., that you need to give an opportunity. But that 14 days was longing on more than 14 months. I mean, I understand, sir. I never criticize. On one-to-one we criticize to judiciary, but on front we don't criticize because we understand their difficulty. But then it has to be brought in because if the delay is there, it is because of the frivolous applications only. Most of the cases, in most of the time.
Most of the frivolous applications will have to be dealt. In fact, my bench passed an order in a case levying a penalty of 1 crore. 1 crore on someone who filed a petition saying that CRP should not continue because the company is solvent, Vidarbha judgment will apply. And but when I analyzed, the due debt was 4,500 crores, and what was available as awards, that two awards, about 750 crores. So this is a frivolous application to delay the entire process. So we levied a penalty of 1 crore. And so somebody will have to take charge and then do such things to avoid, to curb this kind of practice. That is what we did. But in fact, as he rightly said, something even better can be done in the act itself. There's a directory instead of mandatory. It should be mandatory. Why directory?
Sorry for the interruption. We know we use AI, but AI has to be used very cautiously. I mean, you can't go blindly. So likewise, the technology also. So you can't 100% depend and fully depend on AI so that I get opportunity. Once AI is not there, I can't speak. I have to get myself restricted. Being a council member, it is our habit to speak. They have given me opportunity and I told chairman also कि मेरे को बीच-बीच में समय दे देना, मैं बोलता रहूँगा और जिससे कि हमारे ईडी साहब को भी थोड़ा समझने का बोलने का मौका मिलेगा। Now the most smart panelist, the next question will be definitely to him only because now you can make out that after Arvind ji, Brajesh ji को बोलना है. Since it is taking time to bring back, I'll just read the question. The COC is often called the nerve center. Yes, definitely they have to take every call because we as a IRP or liquidator are only facilitator of the process. From your perspective, sir, is the COC today using its commercial wisdom? They are using commercial wisdom. On the paper, it is a commercial wisdom. Whether effectively, I mean, I'm using the word effectively because there is always conflict between judiciary and the COC because judiciary is now toothless. We call it toothless. In the name of the commercial wisdom, they say that no, we don't only have to look at compliance of section 30, subsection 2. Nothing more, nothing less. Or if there is a fraudulent objective, otherwise we can't do anything. Because we need fast track, and now a lot of amendment has been brought in the this thing. Sir, now over to you. I won't read it.
Yeah, okay, yeah, yes, undoubtedly this thing COC plays the pivotal role in this resolution process, and their role is very important. I mean, RP resolves everything, but the command comes from COC. Only you have to get it through from COC. Yes, nowadays, I mean, progressively, as knowledge is also getting richer in bankers also. Only thing, at times we depute junior people there in the COC and all, they participate, and then sometime decision used to come from the higher ups. So there is a delay, but there is no this thing question. Like sir also told, like in resolution professionals, there is no dearth of knowledge. So same way, there is no dearth of commercial wisdom, commercial knowledge. Only delay happens, I do agree. But yes, it is in the greater interest of the financial creditors as a bank, I would say. Like yesterday also, I had an opportunity to be on the panel of IBBI. So there, the whole time member only informed that if the resolution comes in the very first year, then we are getting 48% of the admitted claim. When it comes to second year, then it becomes 34%. Then if it goes, lingers down to the third year, then it is 23%. So it's diminishing year over year. So that is in the greater interest of the bankers also at the same time. And understand there is no dearth of commercial wisdom also. And at the same time, only thing sometime bankers are also fearful of this thing punitive action at a later date. So they keep that in the mind. But in the new IBC provisions, then now you have to quote the relevant provisions actually before taking any decision. So that will also facilitate and it will help going further.
So friends, the new bill proposed, you want to say something? Yeah, please add.
See, recovery, maximum recovery is possible. And recovery is dependent on various factors, all of us know. But if you ask me, three very important factors that decide the recovery percentage. What goes into information memorandum, which is very important, valuation, and how well and how accurately fair transactions are identified and applications are filed to recover, for recovery. During my 2 years, 1.5 years stint in ICAI, unfortunately I didn't find the quality of good quality of fair applications. Though otherwise, fantastic the way the CRP was acting. They are very good manner, they are all acting. But the entire identification of fair application has been left out. In my view, COC should also contribute. And COC should be trained to identify fair transactions for better. After they are decided, not yet.
Arvindji, probably section 49 has been tried to be amended in the bill whereby even the outsider can file a PUFE application, which is very draconian probably for the IP, I feel. Let us see how it evolves, because many times we don't have any control and we appoint the professionals to identify the PUFE transaction. But you correctly said it need to be brought properly in the format to the executing authority, and triple IP of ICAI, they are drafted in my convenership or drafted a format, template. In that format, probably application we can't direct because it is NCLT rule, and that application has to be drafted. But attachment can be given in that template, so that it is very clear to the judiciary who is taking decision on the PUFE transaction, and so that it does not take 3, 4, 5 years time by that time the interest loses. Code of conduct for COC, let us see how it comes, because they are already regulated by the RBI. In 2018 it was evolving, and I had said then Mr. Sahu was also there. How can you regulate them when they are double, triple? How many person will regulate them? RBI is already regulating them. Anyway, they thought no, it is required. Government also thought, so it is coming. So the next question definitely will be the big man, the Rasmi Group, Sanjeev ji. So sir, question is yours. I mean, it's a very global level and macro question, sir.
Yeah. How can we make Indian IBC more attractive for government industry? Yeah. IBC is the really good platform.
And moreover, in view of the judgment, Bhushan Steel, Vidarbha, that kept, anyway, the good sense prevailed. Bhushan has been now recalled, and it is being looked at again.
If we want to do more successful, more global investor come to there, we should be the very much consistent in our policy. Like in Bhushan case, and the investor has already put up money and already decision is done, and after 2 years back the decision is changed, and that is really worried to the investor if something is changed after 2 years. So investor confidence, investors thinking with the thinking of the government, with the thinking of the banker, it should be consistent. It cannot be U-turn suddenly. So if we want to be IBC successfully, there should not be much more litigation, not much more the litigation by any stakeholder, any other authority, and the litigation should be resolved in time-bound manner. It can't be 2 years, 3 years, and after 3 years, that something is done against the main thing, and everything goes out. For the time constant matter but timely implemented, the resolution plan is turned down, every money has put the 20,000 crores by the JSW is totally very, very risky matter.
And the same thing happened to Hindustan Universal Glass also.
Yes,
We have seen
same
the
thing,
cases.
same thing.
Anyway, because we know that in the act it is there that it has to be before COC approval. But then the judges took the decision, the NCLT and CLAT everybody took a decision. No, it is a directory, it is not mandatory. Even though it is in the act, it is directory. 31 subsection 4. But suddenly one fine morning we get a judgment after 3 years of the implementation of the plan. No, it was to be before.
Like implementation, they have a time frame that also will time frame for the legal dispute also. The legal dispute cannot be 2-3 years.
So consistency should be there in the act, and the judicial intervention is required. Otherwise, again, there will be a big challenge. But how that can be restricted? Looking at the spirit, so that is there. Thank you very much. Now, the next our panelist, the next question is to Jayasji. Cross-border group insolvency.
So, these are the amendments which are expected and bill will be most probably passed. So, I have dealt with group insolvency like Sumant Batraji was referring to Videocon and some other matters. So, in my case, 11 companies we did consolidation, and that is outside the framework of IBC. Actually, there were 11 companies which were having a common real estate asset of 125,000 meters in Mumbai, and their 11 separate companies were consolidated under NCLT, and I was appointed as an RP where there was 13,000 crore claims. My belief is that this is much needed reform, and group insolvency is a must, because in many large cases, there are intercorporate guarantees, then funding is done at a holding company level, there are subsidiaries, and there can be foreign subsidiaries also, foreign holdings also. So all these are complex cases, and the amount involved are huge. And that is the reason this amendment is required, and it is in the larger interest of our economy also. And this will also attract huge investment into India, as our Sanjeev Bhai was saying, that investors look at certainty, they look at opportunity, they look at such type of framework like group insolvency or cross-border insolvency. Like jurisdiction of Singapore is there, some other countries have also implemented this group insolvency and cross-border. So this is very, very critical for our Indian economy. That is what I feel. Thank you.
Thank you, Jayesh Bhai. Jayesh Bhai, other day he has organized one program on the group insolvency on the real estate. I was fortunate to have there, and I requested him to have a full day broader, because the topic, the detail he was sharing, it was going off bouncing me, because it is not there in the regulation, rules and regulation. But then what judiciary took a call, so that is very important. And moreover, it is good that group insolvency has come. We have to see the fine prints, how it is going on, because it is talking about the having common control. Because in the Videocon you discussed, and your cases also, whether common control was there, because in the Videocon they have defined how you will identify as a group, but in the fine print that will come in the act if it is at all passed. So what will be that we need to look at?
So Subodh, just to add, this order is Darshan developer. On 27th of June it has been passed, 27th June 25, and it is a really, believe me, it's a milestone judgment where everybody can refer to it. And it was a call by, we as a professional also should understand whether the standalone is possible or not. Day one, I had told COC that standalone resolution is not possible. So we will have to go consolidation. And we then applied to, Delhi NCLT, got it consolidated, and then it was done through Mumbai NCLT. So that is the way RP plays a very critical role, by understanding the particular matter and then suggesting what is the way forward. So luckily for us, NCLT also agreed on this, and the resolution plan also has now been approved.
Thank you, Jayesh Bhai. Again, we are fortunate. I mean, you cannot get better panelists than that. I had requested them three fast this session. I mean, they agreed to that, and we are on the third. A big round of applause for me, not for them. Thank you. So again we start from number 1, the judges, Devanathan ji. The next question to you, sir. Question number 9.
Training for COC. That's one thing which I would recommend.
Also to IT. The problem is, you see, their work is a musical chair. I mean, using not the good word, they keep on getting transferred, and they may be transferred from one department to other because that is their service rule. So any person who has never in his life dealt with distressed asset will suddenly be made GM or DGM of the distressed asset, and their big gap comes in. But then their supporting staff must be, or they are if 80 to 90% to request to ED, I mean, he can carry forward the message to the RBI or to others, that if 80 to 90% persons who are accustomed to distressed asset, if they are there, then probably that problem will not be there.
I guess next question comes to me only. So,
no, if you want to add here, you can add here also.
Let me continue from here. Yeah, not from sir, your perspective, from your perspective. See, I mean, like from UPSC, this IS officer comes. They are also called probationary officers, probationers, and same by bankers also. Yes, it is correct. Someday they are heading fishery department, another day they are in DOPT, then they are looking after science and technology. But they are able to cater to all the nitties and gritties, and they learn very fast. Same way bankers are also there, you see. So one day you are heading a zone, next day you are in the helm of affairs of IT, another day you are in audit and inspection. But we all bankers, we adopt very, very quickly, and that's why our banking industry is doing so good. I mean, remember when this greatest meltdown happened in Goldman Sachs case in 2008, across the country, 175 banks, they failed. But none of the banks in India, they failed. Thanks to our regulator and thanks to the ability of bankers, I would say.
But sir, we as a chartered accountant, we always take credit that our audit was so strong that nothing failed.
That is
Instead,
also,
our audit was very strong.
That
so
is
you are
also,
taking credit
that
yourself.
is also.
In a lighter vein again. So it's a system that
yes,
works.
that's very correct. Auditors, I would say there was a session your daughter was taking. It was on ethics. Ethically, our chartered accountants, our auditors are very strong. Goldman Sachs was audited 3 months prior. They were posting, I mean, healthy profit. Next three months, I mean, I don't know what to say. So that way, correct. And we are not none of our banks in top 10 banks across the country, across the globe. One bank only, State Bank, is figuring in top 1,000 banks. So that is how well we are compliant, that is how we are trained or we are educated.
And see how our banks has come up. I mean, Indian Bank, which used to be on the bottom of the entire banking system, now they are on the top. I mean, on very up. I mean,
yes.
They have been scaled up. I mean, fantastic. Thanks to our banking team. Yeah, but then again, coming back to the question, training is regularly required, and our CA issued is quite having the resources. So you can always approach the CA issued at our Delhi or at our Calcutta, at our Mumbai office to have a training program on any topic on the distressed asset. I mean, we have our Kamdar bhai from Mumbai, Jayesh bhai from Mumbai, and from Kolkata, Binay, everybody is sitting across. Rampuria ji, Tarun ji is, everybody is sitting there. They are all in themselves encyclopedia on the IBC. So that you can, sir, always think of. Sir, now the main question to you.
Okay.
You talked about regulatory fear. I mean, that is one. So I brought it here in the question also.
Yeah. So instead of selecting, let me start with discarding. So I would discard regulatory fear and risk aversion. Why? I mean, they say, I mean, ships are safer at harbor, but they are not meant for that. Likewise, banking is also a risk-taking business. Calculative, but calculative, not this risk per se risk, but a calculative risk-taking business. So we are hardly this thing. We do not have regulatory fear, considering we are regulated by many regulations. May it be anything, any regulation in the country or even overseas when we do cross-border transactions. So we are not have absolutely any regulatory fear, and all regulations are there for benefit and safeguard only. At the same time, it is for regulating, it is not for punishing, it is not punitive also. Then risk aversion is not there, considering our very business is also, what we do, we just trade risk. We take deposit for the purpose of lending and investing, and in between we are trading only risk. Yes, lack of data may be some issue, but data is there, but at times, even RP and even COC, we start depending upon the data provided by the borrower or the promoter itself. We are supposed to vet it by the industry experts, technical consultants, forensic auditors for that matter, or sector-wise experts, and especially on counter valuation, which sir also iterated. So let me sum up, considering this is the third and final round. What I perceive IBC.
But Robin Round will be there.
If I were to articulate, IBC is like an orchestra, you see, where in every say performance, it's a number of performers are there. Everybody has to play their role. Everybody has to play their note in a synchronized and pre-decided or as regulated manner. Then only it becomes a symphony. Otherwise, it becomes a catastrophe. That is what my call on IBC. Thank you.
Probably to make it symphony, the RP, IP representative is there. They are doing fantastic work. We have patted our back. I have already patted my back as IP. RAs are doing fantastic job. I mean, RA is, and we have demonstrated they are coming up and showing interest in our economy. By bidding, they are showing interest in the economy. If the GDP today is 7.8% in this quarter, definitely the distressed asset market has contributed maybe 0.1%, 0.2%. Judiciary, I have seen Arvind sir working day and night. I mean, and there have been many judges like that, those who have demonstrated they have the knowledge. Yes, knowledge is required to bring up. And if I look at the COC 2017, 2018, when there were little knowledge and we used to be the knowledge provided to them. I went to the Union Bank of India, their head office, and other banks also to impart training, whatever little knowledge. In the process, we increase our knowledge also. We always say that sitting here, we are increasing our knowledge rather than giving your knowledge. It has come up. I mean, all the ecosystem has come up. But yes, everybody has to perform, and that is the reason the government is regularly bringing changes in the regulations, in the act, and by way of rules in the cross-border also, it is being brought in. My dear friends, I always say it's the worst profession to practice, IP, but if you have the knowledge infrastructure, it is best profession to practice. And I have an experience of 32 years in the CA profession. You cannot have a better rewarding factors. I am the one of the richest person, not Sanjeev ji, you are by profession, you are by industry, you are rich, but Jayas bhai, one BKC में ऑफिस लिया तो पैसा वाला होगा तभी लिया ना, ऐसा हम बोलते हैं. So anyway, so symphony has to be there, and we are moving very fast in that direction. That I can always say. The next question to Sanjeev ji, it's again macro questions, because micro questions I can't ask you. Sitting in 20,000 crores cash pile up, how can I dare to ask you the micro questions? So again the macro questions. Look, we are looking at foreign acquiring also by you.
If India want to become global hub for distressed investors, what is the top reform we need to? Yeah. Really, if we want to be the global hub, we want to be in state asset investment, we should be very much, there should be time being the asset resolution, the litigation, less litigation, and investor friendly the decision. If we can make a platform where investor is protected from all the legal litigants, all the old luggage, all the old the dispute that can be resolved by NCLT, and if we get a company where we are the protected from all the angle. If it is the whatever the income tax or say central excise, GST, whatever the matter, if it is the protected by that investor will definitely come and give their good valuation and take the asset and revive it, and definitely they will be very much interested to come in India for the new investment. So if we want to reform, if we want to something do that, we have to be very much clear that our policy should be continuously the same, and the investor is the protected by, if you have anything changed that cannot be retrospective, it could be the prospective, and the investment should be protected.
So correctly, the biggest frivolous application should go to the government, the income tax, the GST, in spite of the law very clear in section 31 that including government, everybody has to comply. They are going on. There are bigger cases where you will find that they have approached the High Court, NCLT, NCLAT, and ultimately everything is rejected, but they go on keeping. Now since section has been amended, that even the section 53 also, that even they are registered as a secured creditor, government, they cannot. So now in that case also, if they file, immediately the officer should be penalized. Sir, that's why I said, build the cat. Whether NCLT at the initial stage itself take that harsh decision, होगा यार, RBI होगा बैंकर होगा, हमको क्या डर लगता है? सर आप लोग कैसे फायर करते थे बैंकर को? MD को बुलाओ, उनके ऑफिसर को बुलाओ ना, because law of the land, it is equal for everybody. Everybody is equal, whether he is a ED or a MD or he is a common man like Subodh Agarwal. It is same. सोफा में बैठा या उधर बैठा सबका सब है. So that's why probably the implementation is a big issue. If it is implemented properly, IBC will be fantastic. Already it has brought discipline. The next question and the last for the third round is for Jais Bhai only, the richest professional in IP profession. Yeah, Jais Bhai.
Sir, thanks for the compliment. I don't know what, anyway, what role can RP play in making IBC more of a strategic turnaround platform rather than just a liquidation prevention process, and should RP play a stronger role as a facility? So what I believe is that in our profession, we should not be just a compliance officer. You understand what I'm saying? See, IBC also, a lot of compliances are required, timelines are there, everything is there. We always talk about compliance and timelines and all that stuff. But we do not focus on how do we turn around a company. So definitely IBC, why companies come in IBC? Because they are in difficulties. There are financial difficulties, there are operational difficulties, there can be any type of difficulties. So they are brought into IBC framework by financial creditor or by operating creditor. So our job, we are appointed as I can say we are appointed as a CEO or a doctor for that company for resolution. What is our job? Our job is resolution. And resolution can happen only if we understand the company and we try to turn around. We turn around means what? That turnaround means you understand the company and find a solution. See, it is not that just publishing Form G is a solution. You have to bring right information to the table, give it to the COC, give it to the investor, prospective investor. Like Sanjeev ji was saying that foreign investors will be interested or local investor will be interested only if there is an information and there is a certainty of implementation of the law. That in the new amendment bill, there are certain provisions maybe that will help. Whatever we have learned over a period of last 7 years, those all amendments are being brought about in this 2025 bill. So I feel yes, definitely IBC is a turnaround platform, and we all professionals and particularly CAs, because we have financial knowledge, we have so much of experience of accounting, auditing and everything. So that definitely will help us, and it is a great opportunity for all of us if we treat this as a turnaround platform. This is my view.
Friends, जयस भाई ने ये कहा है कि हमको कैपेसिटी बिल्टअप करने की है. अगर हम कंप्लायंस ऑफिसर बनते हैं, इसका मतलब हमारे पास में कैपेसिटी नहीं है. दो द एक्ट सेज वी आर द फैसिलिटेटर, बट देन यू हैव टू कम अप विद दैट. इफ यू हैव अ टीम, लेट कंप्लायंस बी डन बाय योर टीम. Let the professional RP put his mind as a CEO of the company. de facto CEO. We are, though technically we are not CEO, but we are de facto CEO. If judiciary, NCLT will say that you personally be present, yes, we will be present. Why you should be scared? Arvind ji ne bola, डर गए, डरे नहीं है. If you have done your job properly, if you have a team, they will give you data. No, sir. I mean, clarity. If he is asking to, he is calling you just for clarity because things are not clear to him. Or the other side has put the things in a wrong perspective. It is his duty to put in wrong perspective. But if you are a team, you have a mindset, you have a maturity, if you are complete with that, you need not be a big four, you need not be a big stain, you need not be a firm of our size, mid-size firm. We can do fantastic as a CEO, and that is the main thing, and that is what bankers are looking at. Bankers are not looking at a brand. They want reasonable but good person who understand and who can sail through them, which their team could not do. अरविंद साहब ने बोला था आई एम दिल है, हार्ट है, उसको 5 बार चेंज करो ना, 7 बार चेंज करो ना. किस पंडित ने कहा है कि आई एम एक बार बना दिया सैक्रोसैंक्ट है? एक नई इंफॉर्मेशन आओ, आई एम करो और वीडीआर में डाल दो, सबको इंडिविजुअल मेल में, ग्रुप बना के मेल में डाल दो आई एम. और जज साहब क्या बोलते हैं, आई एम कैसा है दिखाओ मेरे को. सर ये रहा आई एम. अच्छा आपने अपडेट किया था, डेट डाल के अपडेट करके डाल दो. सिमेट्री ऑफ इंफॉर्मेशन, व्हाट एज अ नॉन CRP they cannot have the access. Fortunately in one of the real estate which I do, only one single real estate, whatever information they wanted, I'm sure जैस भाई ने जो किया होगा उसमें कहीं में तो 10% इंफॉर्मेशन नहीं मिली होगी. बट इफ यू आर एबल टू गेट, वहां पर थोड़ा प्रोमोटर को तेल दे के रखना पड़ेगा. तेल मीन्स that is your interpersonal relation, that where your maturity comes. कि आप वो प्रोमोटर है, चोर है, ऐसा बोल के नहीं देखने का. बैंकर को देखने दो ना, वो काम बैंकर का चोर है. You as a facilitator, as a RP, you need to get the information. You can't fire on the day one. I always salute the promoters that they have the capacity to ride the horse. And जो घोड़े पे चढ़ेगा वो गिरेगा, वो गिर गया इसका मतलब वो चोर है, नहीं बोलने का है. Let the data come, let the PFA transaction came, and then that demonstrate who are you. By giving you the assignment as a court officer, you can't tag anybody whatever you wish. जैसा कि मैं अभी कर रहा हूँ, जिसको इच्छा होती है बोलने दे रहा हूँ, जिसको नहीं इच्छा बोलने नहीं दे रहा हूँ. 10 मिनट उन्होंने बोला, 12 मिनट में बोला. सर आप कुछ बोलना चाह रहे हैं?
नहीं, वो घोड़े वाले पर एक शेर याद आ गया
सर.
वो कहते हैं कि गिरते हैं सहसवारे वीर, गिरते हैं सहसवार बोलते जो वन हु राइड्स द हॉर्स, गिरते हैं सहसवारे वीर ही मैदान जंग में, वो तिफ्र क्या गिरेंगे जो घुटनों के बल चलते हैं.
जो किनारे पे बैठे, सर ने पहले भी बोला था, जो किनारे पे बैठे हैं वो डूबने का डर से वो क्या करेंगे. चलो डुबकी लगाओ, तब तो मालूम पड़ेगा आप में क्या हुनर है.
So Subodh bhai, just one point on capacity building. See, again I would like to repeat, this is very, very critical. When you are talking about group insolvency, when you are talking of cross-border insolvency, when you are talking about, strategic role for RP, you cannot just do compliance, and so you need capacity. Capacity in the sense what? IPE. So IPE, how many IPEs are there in India? Operationally around 60-70. And we need to create large IPE entity, and I think looking ahead that in future IPs will get more prominence, or they will be given more assignment and larger assignments by banks and institutions. That is what is my feeling. So we need to build capacity. See today, with all respect to all big assignments went to Big Four. Why we as an RP we did not get it? Because we didn't have that capacity. We have to build that capacity. With all respect, I am telling that we need to build capacity, and that is the only way to get larger assignment. We can deal with cross-border, we can deal with any type of assignment with large capacity only. Thank you.
Now Robin Round. सर मैंने आपको प्रॉमिस किया था, जितने लोग हैं उससे एक भी कम नहीं होंगे. हम लोग 1 घंटा 30 मिनट का सेशन 1 घंटे का सेशन कर चुके हैं. एक भी भाई यहाँ से खड़े होके गया नहीं है. आई मीन कुडो टू ऑल ऑफ यू, ऑल 4 पैनलिस्ट, बट नॉट कुडो टू विष्णु, जो कि हरदम ये सेशन को लास्ट में रखते हैं, जिससे कि जो बचा वो उससे काम करो. बट हमको आदत हो गई है. रॉबिन राउंड. रॉबिन राउंड में मैं अब जो प्रायोरिटी जो सीरेट है मैं वो चेंज करूंगा, यहाँ पर फिर मैं अपना ऑप्शन करूंगा। तो पहले मैं न खाली बताऊंगा किसको बोलना, सेकंड क्वेश्चन, बट आप चारों तैयार रहेंगे और इसमें मैं पढ़ने का मौका दूंगा। रॉबिन राउंड और वी कॉल इट फायर राउंड। व्हाट आर द बिगेस्ट अचीवमेंट ऑफ आईबीसी सो फार? 9 साल में हम 9 साल के बच्चे हो गए हैं, मतलब चलने लगे, दौड़ने लगे, थोड़ी समझ आ गई है। Where it has fallen short of its promise may be due to bottleneck today, that is regulation, litigation, stakeholder coordination or lack of expertise in judiciary. Sorry, judiciary को expertise में lacking नहीं बोलना चाहिए, RP and COC. So it should first go to the industrialist. Sanjeev ji.
Basically, if you see that for the achievement part, if you see the before IBC, the promoter or the default promoter, they are not afraid of the bank. Now, if everyone is afraid that if we don't pay the bank money in time, the asset will gone. And that has done in last 3-4 years. If you see that big asset, where is the top 10 asset of the India, where the promoter holding 50,000 crore loan, they never think that the asset will gone, that gone in within a time of span and resolution, and the revive the asset. And is running fantastically good right now. It is generating more than 50,000 employment, and it is the real success story where the banking money is the same. Indian banking money where NPA was more than 10%, now practically NPA is below 1%. And that is done only by the IBC. IBC is the only area where you can assure that asset can be resolved within 1 year. Otherwise, the litigation, whole system, SURFACE or whatever your debt recovery system, that is never ended. That is the biggest achievement in the government side, I said. And some sort of the clarity or is required, some like that. All promoter is continue do the litigation. And litigation, the different type of stakeholder litigation, everyone want to delay the process. That should be very fast track, so that at least that asset can resolve, and the one who want to run it and survive it. If the asset is go Poland 2-3 years in litigation, the asset value is deteriorated from 100% to 10%. That is most important thing, that the asset should be resolved within 1 year of the default, so that it can be revived. The asset the employment also be there, and banker can get the maximum value.
Thank you, Sanjeev ji. Quickly to RP representative, IP.
My belief is that IBC has been very successful. No doubt there are timelines issue that 330 days are not being achieved, but at least 700 days where resolutions are coming. Why I am saying this, because whatever cases, as I said, more than 30 cases I have resolved, those would not have been resolved if it was not under IBC. Believe me, these are all real estate cases. These were pending for 5-10 years and resolution was not there. Now because of only IBC, it has got resolved. And what economic value we have created is huge. If I have resolved 30,000 crore, economic value we have added is more than 1 lakh crore. I can prove it. One project where there was a claim of 3,000 crores by Aristo developers. Now Prestige has taken over in Mumbai, I am talking about. They are building a township and the sales value will be 10,000 crores. More than 500 home buyers are getting their homes. Same with one project which Adani took over at 10 BKC. The claims were around again 3,000 crores. The sale value is going to 8 to 9,000 crores. So, the implementation has been successful, and they have, home buyers have started getting homes, and all OCs have been received. So that is the power of IBC. So I believe that IBC has done a great job.
Quickly, bottleneck, sir. Quickly, bottleneck.
Bottlenecks are timelines. Major bottlenecks are timelines, and which will be addressed in this new amendment bill. Always, and judiciary infrastructure. I think we should not be blaming only judiciary. The infrastructure also they are lacking. We should be looking at that also. That's it.
Brajesh sir, please.
According to me, the biggest achievement of IBC is in the whole paradigm shift. very recovery to resolution. Earlier also there were this resolution mechanism, CDR was there, BIFER was there, 80/20 was there. But during those time, everything was left to the same set of promoters. They used to, they tried to, and many revived also, they tried to revive it, but with the same business acumen, with the same kind of business leadership. Here in this resolution process, different set of people, different set of people come, they come with their own support system, they come with their own business acumen and expertise, and the resolution is far more than what we were earlier having. And then in this resolution process, the very industry keeps on running. The whole cogwheel of the economy is not stopped as such. They made be this thing, employees therein, all stakeholders, including government at large. And then the bottleneck again is the delay, but I will reiterate what Jayesh Bhai told, and delay out of litigation. But I am hopeful that due to the new, like you also said, new regulations, new amendments in 2025 IBC, those will be little bit curtailed. And again, when there is some time, resolution never comes, considering there is no value in the project itself, which we are going to float, you see. So these two things are there. Otherwise, the whole paradigm shift is there, and whatever the bottleneck is there, that will be dealt upon, that will be dwelled upon, and there will be improvements.
Over to Arvind ji.
I have nothing to add. Whatever views expressed by both the panel, absolutely correct. Only thing is, when it comes to judiciary, I only would expect the government to fill up the positions quickly. Yeah, I was handling 2 courts for nearly 6 months. So that should
not only DRTs also, sir, we find it very difficult.
Friends, I'm sure you must be jotting down your set of questions. I don't want the panelists to go without any bombarding from your side. From my side, probably that is not that pinching to them. They are answering very easily. That I never look at that, because that should be perplexed. So that perplexion is not there. So I'll be going to give time to all of you. Maybe 4 to 5 questions I'll be taking, but I'll give you time. I mean, just jot down, and I'll request you to be very brief, so that maximum number of questions can be taken from those audience who are sitting from morning till this time, and this time also without any tea. So the next question will be technical. I will start with Arvind ji only, because I know in technology also, in his practice, he is addressing those issues. So how can technology and AI help bridge? Friends, in my shaping today's questions, AI has helped me. I took help, but I use my brain also, my knowledge also. Thereby I could refine. You are the best judges whether how kind of questions I had made out. But AI, I used it. So definitely I am using in my other profession also. And how to bridge the gap. Over to Arvind ji.
AI provides complete research on various assets, how it's handled by various courts, how it's handled by RPs. So that definitely helps, because you get a lot of data, a lot of reports, how cases were handled, how resolutions were done. In that context, AI is going to ease our work and add more knowledge to our entire system.
RP, IP representative Jayesh Bhai.
So, my team, I have made it compulsory that they should use AI. Everybody use AI, ChatGPT, Gemini or Grok or whatever tools are available. That is compulsory in my office, because I believe that lot of time was being spent on manual work. Now everything is being done in our office by AI tools. See, AI is important, but HI is more important as on today's date. HI means is human intelligence. Human intelligence is also very critical to run the operations of the
उत्तम भाई उधर में last में prize भी है, award भी है.
So HI is also very critical. So RP's role is to use both AI and HI and resolve. And his job is, and AI will help us to collate data quickly, timelines are strict, so you can collate the data, you can prepare the IM, you can analyze the balance sheets, you can do a lot of things with AI tools, and that is going to be very critical going forward. That is what is my
Two
belief.
beautiful ladies have joined because they knew that ultimately award will be, I mean, the prize will be in the last only. But thank you very much. हमारा number बढ़ गया. Over to Sanjeev ji.
Yeah, today's scenario AI is very useful. We can, all the data you can synchronize and can summarize what is the inside, what are the details of the document, the liability side, say the asset valuation, all you can be automatic if it's the software base and it is database. You can easily evaluate the valuation part, the details of any liability, details of any problem, you can automatically. And legal side also, if AI can use, they can they check which legal cases is the important for them or which is the pending for them. Otherwise, the 100 of cases is illegal and that is the waiting for the decision for 1 or 2 points. And there is a merit of these are merit or non-merit. There is a huge time lag for the legal solution because of the non-ability of judges or the number of judges is very less. So if we can use in AI also in a legal system to reduce the case which is non-important or which is non-point, just for delaying tactics by the whole promoter or other entity, then we can be very fast the system.
Very relevant point has been raised by Sanjeev ji, that judge also, that judiciary, judge means judiciary. But then Arvind ji said that you have to fill up the vacant seat. I mean, you can't work for 2 benches. I mean, otherwise how much time you will work? I mean, there is a limitation. I can work for 20 hours. But how many young judges like Arvind ji is there in the benches? Most of the judges who come after retirement, maybe after 60. So they by that time, they become like me, that haircut is there and the limitation is that has been shrinked. So you need a young population of the judges, number one. And number two, yes, technology has to be used. Everywhere, wherever technology has been used, it has brought result. So probably Sanjeev ji, sir, Brajesh ji, aapka number.
So how AI can help? AI quickly can provide us with the references, maybe from IBBI or NCLT or NCLAT, or for that matter judiciary setup from the apex court also, how and what this thing courts have ruled out in similar type of, suppose some decision COC has taken, or in similar decisions how courts have this thing ruled out in due courses. So that will take out more of apprehensions from the mind of the COC members also, and they can quickly take decisions, you see. So that can be one help.
हमारे पास में एक रॉबिन राउंड का क्वेश्चन और है, लेकिन उसके पहले वी वुड लाइक द क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम द ऑडियंस, इफ टाइम परमिटिंग देन नेक्स्ट. आप जो भी क्वेश्चन रेज करेंगे उनके पास माइक दें, आप अपना नाम क्विकली और क्वेश्चन को समरी में बोलिएगा. इफ यू हैव एनी पैनलिस्ट इन माइंड, काइंडली बताइए किनसे पूछना चाहेंगे, अदरवाइज वी विल एलोकेट. एक मिनट हाँ, माइक प्लीज, एक माइक दे दे. नितेश, किसी को बोलो ना, माइक लेके घूमेंगे.
So my question is to the COC. Now, more often we have found COC is also a stumbling block. So, is it possible that if the COC members who are appearing in the meeting should also pass the insolvency examination? Because that actually.
Hey, continue.
Yeah, that's one. Second thing is the claim form. When the financial creditors lodges the claim form, if they can describe that how the NPO has taken place, what was in a brief summary in one point, how the NPO has taken place from the valuation to the fast financing till date, and what was the mitigation plan attempted by bankers, so that it could have been prevented or beyond prevention. So some kind of storyline, if that is made compulsory, I think that will give a good perspective to for the RP or CD to RP or liquidator to start.
Okay, over to Brajesh.
So you talked about the on count of knowledge part. So knowledge is always welcome, and suppose knowledge is there, and once it is accredited or it is certified by passing some examination by some board, it is also a welcome step. That's good. That will be helping only to COC members. And the second part of it, it is whenever credit decision is taken, then first and foremost thing is that it is appraised. And all appraised, then the challenges and then mitigants. It is already there in the proposal. But yes, it is not, I guess it is not provided to RP. So in that case, it can be articulated, it can be provided. Only it's a cut and paste, nothing else. We do not have to go and rejig the wheels again. So it is there. It is a part of every appraisal. That mitigant is always a part of this thing, appraisal. Valuation, how valuation has been taken, what was the basis, what was the circle rates. Three valuation we take what is the realizable value, what is the distress sale value. So it is there, it is a part of the appraisal note. So it can be provided. It's a good suggestion.
I'll just add on, supplement this thing. Number one, accreditation. Brajesh ji can take note of it and can examine it. But as Brajesh ji initially said, that there is a musical chair and they have to compulsorily after 2 or 3 years has to leave that particular assignment, because they, as per the government policy, they cannot remain there. So that they need to look at. Number two, if they have not provided any information as an IP, I can always say that I can always demand while verifying the claim from the bankers that you have to provide these things, and they are bound to provide. Next question.
So there is one observation only. Is everybody we are appreciating the AI. So what I wanted to point out that sometimes it becomes very dangerous also using AI. Some of the AI have generated the citation also that has been quoted in judiciaries, and then order has also been passed. So we all have to cross verify it whether it is the actual citation or not. That is what I wanted to point out.
Nitesh, जयस ने ऑलरेडी बोला, जयस भाई ने एआई को ह्यूमन इंटरवेंशन एचआई के साथ में कोरिलेट करने का है. एआई नहीं तो हर आदमी यही करेगा, हमारे पास में कौन आएगा. डॉक्टर के पास में जाने के पहले आप देख के जाते हो हमारा क्या बीमारी है, फिर भी डॉक्टर के पास जाते हैं. क्यों? देन एचआई इज रिक्वायर्ड. एआई कैन नेवर रिप्लेस द ह्यूमन बीइंग. नहीं तो हमारी आपकी जरूरत ही नहीं ना. एनी अदर क्वेश्चन? या विनय को माइक दीजिए भाई. लेकिन आप लोग नाम नहीं बोल रहे, हम लोग को कैसे मालूम पड़ेगा?
या good afternoon. My question is to Mr. Arvind. There is a related financial creditor who has assigned this loan to unrelated person. So by assigning this loan, he became the COC member constitution has changed, and now the COC is being controlled by the promoter himself through indirect way. So is there any better way to cope up with this one?
No, if we are able to demonstrate that this has been done to circumvent the independent COC, but to have a promoter-driven COC, you bring it to the knowledge of NCLT. You will take appropriate action.
Not possible on the paper.
Sorry?
It is not possible on the paper, because he has assigned to someone else.
See, if he has assigned to a related party,
unrelated party, and how can he control an unrelated party promoter? This is very rampant. I can assign to my friend and I can control.
No, unrelated. So what you are saying is unrelated party in the context of law, but is otherwise related.
Of course.
You can't do anything unless you bring it to the knowledge of NCLT and prove it that this is being done to circumvent independent COC. We will take action.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, कुछ ऐड करेंगे?
No, इसमें मतलब main question is that normally promoter का लोन अगर they want to take the loan, normally केस में होता है, लेकिन practical में matter है that if the bank is all is united, if there is 100% loan and bank is united, bank never give the loan part loan to any individual.
ना इसमें क्या है सर?
नहीं, उसमें क्या हो रहा है practically, if part the loan of 20-30% promoter by other route से ले लेता है and holding the system hang, तो अगर वो all the loan is together, that is not possible. Because if NRCL अभी आया, NRCL पास लोन चल जा रहा 100% लोन, then promoter can't do anything. But जहाँ पे NRCL जैसे नहीं था, वो लोन 10% 15% लोन वो लेकर promoter through किसी भी रूट में पूरा सिस्टम को होल्ड करता है. तो As a banker का हम लोग को रिक्वेस्ट है कि banker should not sell part of the loan. If they sell together at go all the loan, then nobody can
Maybe
hang
60-70% loan they sell in bulk.
Recently, it happened, one of the consortium members tried to sell now, so they published. So all other COC members, we pounded upon him and we stopped that also.
Yes.
We do not allow, we never allowed them.
Sir, my question is a little bit different. Some loan is there in the name of
I got. Binay, his question is, I am the related party holding the loan. Now,
Yeah.
being a related party, I cannot be allowed to sit in the COC.
COC member.
Now, what I did, I manipulated, I transferred this loan to unrelated party. So, the moment it goes to unrelated party, he will become the part of the COC. Then it has to be proved by way of the document what Arvind ji said.
Yeah, that's
कि
it.
आपको दिखाना पड़ेगा ये जो पहला अपना रिजोल्यूशन हुआ था ममता बिनानी ने जो किया था हैदराबाद का उसमें कुछ ऐसा हुआ था दैट हैपेंड इन 2017-18 so that has to be demonstrated. I mean that cannot be laid down. I mean you cannot say that this is the answer on the fact of the case. आपका केस है फैक्ट ऑफ द केस आप अरविंद जी का नंबर लेके उनसे समझिएगा बट सब्जेक्ट टू कंसल्टेंसी
loan never go to the promoter company. वहाँ भी 29A है.
मैं जो है ना अरविंद जी से वो शेयरिंग कर लूंगा वो बात अलग है नहीं वो 29 ने को
लोन जा ही नहीं सकता है.
सर वो पहले कर लेंगे वो उनका ये कहना कि पहले वो कर लेंगे वो अब विनय जी समझते हैं इस चीज को चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट है. वन क्वेश्चन फ्रॉम चेयरमैन विच विल बी टू ऑल दी नाउ तारीफ पे तारीफ चल रही है मतलब टैरिफ पे टैरिफ इसका आईबीसी पे आप लोग तो बड़े खुश हो रहे होंगे कि हमारा काम बढ़ेगा. We don't want this kind of increase in the assignment. I mean, we want our country to grow healthy. And if grow, and we know कि जो घोड़े पे चढ़ेगा वो गिरेगा. There will be ये जो तारीफ कर रहे हैं हम लोग की ये 3 बार इंसॉल्वेंसी में जा चुका मालूम आपको. Trump has faced insolvency thrice, but he managed by getting his share दे दिया आधा ले लिया ये करके he managed it and then again now he's roaring like a world hero. तो ये होता है तो ये टैरिफ का इम्पैक्ट मैं इसमें बैंकर से मैं चालू करूंगा क्योंकि ये उनके लोन पे इम्पैक्ट आने वाला है. तो ये तारीफ पे तारीफ का हमारे भाइयों को कोई फायदा मिलने वाला हम फायदा नहीं चाहते हैं. हम चाहते हैं कि कंट्री ग्रो करे इसका सामना करे जैसा कि हम फेसबुक में देख रहे हैं कि हमको लड़ेंगे और इसको मैनेज करेंगे. ओवर टू ब्रजेश.
Okay, so our export to US is not on the very higher sides. It's around 26%. And again, 45% of the industries, they are insulated. They are exempted, they are immune. So only 55% out of 26%, it becomes 13% again. So considering our tariff being 50%, but at the same time, our competitors, say it may be Bangladesh, Vietnam, they were having zero tariff before this whole tariff gimmicks. So now they have also to pay 25%, 27%. So now the exact gap is only 25%. And all those, this thing among concern, barring few, those who are selling 100% as an export-oriented unit, there will be hardly any impact on them. Considering all their sales are not to only US only, they are selling, they are exporting, but to other countries also. At the same time, there are domestic consumptions also. Again, I mean, I'm sure it was a discussion also. Government is also coming up with some kind of soap like how it was during the Corona time, just to withstand by all those concern. And banking per se will be not that much disturbed. May it be little bit on textile industry, on some count of gems and jewelry. But it will be more impactful on this thing, labor cycle, the employees, it will be more impactful, considering there will be some curtailment in the production. And otherwise, I don't see much of. We are 140 crore of people. We are a consumption-based economy. We'll be able to digest. You see, anything and everything, whatever the jolt coming across the globe, we are withstanding to that. We are observing those jolts. May it be global disruptions, may it be corona, may it be anything. Country is growing and it will grow leap and bounds, I would say.
Great. May I request Sanjeev ji to
I am very hopeful, sir.
Right, because he is the industrialist and he must have examined the impact.
No, that is fact that 20% additional duty is there. other than our neighboring country or China or everything. But it's not too much effect to us because we are not 100% dependent on US. Our export, all if you see the steel industry is only 5 to 10%. So industry to industry, some industries are more than 50% export. He can be some effect, but it not be too much effect. And government side, last 1 month I am seeing that government is very much active. All the minister, inter-minister, they are meeting with the promoter, with the industrialists, with the everyone to what changes you want and what support you want. And everyone is the very reform meeting, like a COVID time. So I think government will come up lots of reform which will be the gear up our economy and will not be fall off short of that demand. The demand will be created inside our India, inside our country, and will not be affected.
Sir, Devnath, sir, you can add on something?
They are right. See, they are projecting that there could be a dip of 0.4% because of this, temporary. But what we see is actually GDP is over and above 6.5. Actually, it's growing more than 6.5, though they projected only 6.5, but it's actually growing at a rate of 7%. So if you consider that, even if there's a small dip for a temporary period, it will not impact much. So we are highly insulated.
Only thing I would just like to give confidence. You remember at Pokhran time when we did that blast? That time, what to talk about tariff, there were sanctions against India and huge sanction from not only from US but from the member or from friends countries also. And how we came up, we evolved and we came out of it. So let us be very positive and strong.
So now, though I will not ask JSG to respond to that because there is one probably the organizer wanted one video of some 2-3 minutes. Nothing to do with the panelists, but it's the demand of the organizer to present there. पोखरन सर आपने बात करके मेरे को झटका दे दिया. मैं उसका सफरर हूँ. पोखरन में मैंने कुछ काम किया था एंड वो डॉलर का दाम समथिंग इम्पोर्टेड ऑन माई सब अदर एंटिटी और डॉलर को फॉरवर्ड बुकिंग नहीं किया. उसके बाद मैंने धंधा करना बंद कर दिया. प्रोफेशन इज गुड फॉर मी बट दैट टॉट मी वन न्यू इंडस्ट्री. वी एक्वायर्ड सम एसेट एंड हैड सम इंडस्ट्री. लेकिन तकलीफ में ही रास्ता निकलता है और आपको कम और नए तरीके मिलते हैं. तकलीफ नहीं होती है तो आप नहीं सीख पाते हैं.
Every adversity brings
opportunity. जैसे हमारा 50 किसी का और ये ईस्टर्न रीजन का ये EIRC।
This was a glimpse of our incoming 50th regional conference. I now request our panelists to please release the souvenir, and for their request, Binay ji, Singh ji, Nitesh ji, Umesh Podaji to please come on the dais and join the souvenir ceremony.
रिलीज करें।
Every participant is requested to collect their copies of souvenir from the counter outside this audit hall.
Friends, now my time to offer vote of thanks, and I am very much perplexed. Whom should I say who was smart, who was not smart? Everyone is smart, and I can say
Yes.
Subodh Agrawal tried his best to squeeze our panelist, but he failed because our other panelist was also equally smart. So he did the Robin Hood, he did the firewall, he did a lot of things, but everyone was fire protected. So I think all the panelists was secured and they were immune from all the attacks. Is what our Trump is also attacking on our India, but we are safe. So I can say the summary, dear Vincent, as a judiciary, he stressed upon RP should be well equipped for NCLT proceedings and also have the communicative skills, what he's tried to stress upon. And he told that the training of COC is important. This is the outcome which I could mention from the Arvind sir's reply. With respect to banker, I can say what he tried that RP should be good communicator, what he stressed upon. And he also told the COC the nervous system. But equally, he also given a very small sentence, but very powerful sentence, that is, ships are safer at the harbor, but it is not meant for that. I think this is a very important message to all of you. We have to take the risk, but risk must not be so that it becomes distressful. So thank you so much, sir. And also you stressed upon the symphony should be in the entire system, so that it work properly. With respect to Sanjeev Patwari ji, who is the investor, in this one he told that take the progress and take the project and revive in the 1 year, means he is trying to pump the money back to the society, back to the system, so that it start generating the money. And so if we squeeze the timeline is reduced, so it could be better growth of the GDP. So this is very important message from him, because investor wants certainty and clarity. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, JS Bhai, Mumbai RP stated that we RP should not be only compliance officer, we are meant for resolutions. Secondly, he told that domain knowledge must be with RP. Otherwise, it is just a compliance, so it is not required from our side. Thank you so much, all of you. And thanks again. With one message, I want to say that IBC become 8 years old, baby, right? And if you go to target, we have yet admitted 8,300 cases, out of which we have disposed of 4,500 cases. And this total process, we have realized 4.9 lakhs crores. This is again jump to the economy and the system. So bankers are getting that money and they are also pumping again to the investors. So this circulation must be continued, it should be stopped off. So thank you so much. But one request with all the judiciary members here and the regulators who are not available here, a chartered accountant should be given the place in the colloquium in the time of policy making, because it is a finance which is important. And we assume ourselves as financial doctors. So while framing the policy with respect to the IBC, I think, it is my personal observation, I think we should be given the place in the time of giving the deliberation, what types of policy should be implemented, because we are the very nexus with the business and the communicators. So it is my humble request, whoever is here, it should be given to the message to the our policy makers. So this is my request to all of you, and thanks to all the sponsors, all the delegates, all ladies, gents who came here. And I think I should request all of you, please come for the photographs with us. Thank you so much. Please, all of you.